If you're watching this video, it's because you don't know what to say. So maybe you're like approaching women and you just have no idea how to say the right thing to like get her attracted to you, whatever. And I want to talk about that concept of just knowing what to say, how to be like that guy that always says the right thing. Because I've been told like many times by a lot of women that I am that guy. Like I kind of always say the right thing. And it's not that I'm always saying the right thing. It's just that I'm always speaking authentically. And the more often you can speak authentically without filters that come up that tell you what's good enough to say and what's not, the better you are going to be verbally, just like in your interactions with women. So it's pretty simple, and I'm going to talk you through some exercises that actually help me get to where I am today, where I'm able to go up to really anybody, especially if I'm in a flow state socially and I can just talk to anyone and just have fun and be playful. Because at the end of the day, what you have to keep in mind is that this takes practice. This is a skill. And so it's just like anything else. You need to practice it. You're going to suck with it at first. And having topics in mind going into an interaction, like it might feel like it would help, but trust me, like if I give you 3 topics to go into an interaction with, you're going to be just as nervous. It's going to fall apart just as much. And you can see that without this social flow state, without these filters being gone, it's going to be impossible to talk about anything with a beautiful woman or anyone that you're worried about, what they think of you. Because ultimately that's what this is all about. It's about the fact that you're worried about what women or what people will think of you. It's a big reason that guys are afraid of rejection in public. It's a big reason why guys don't want to talk. It's because they're afraid of what people will think, because they're always comparing themselves to other people. So let's get into the video. I'm going to talk you through my favorite exercise for coming up with things to say, and this is something you can do completely at home. This is something that you can do without a friend, without a partner, without any girls to talk to. You can do it completely at home, and it'll obviously be a lot harder to do when you're talking to a woman, but you can start by doing this. And so the concept behind, first of all, running out of things to say is that you don't run out of things to say. Saying that our brain runs out of information is like the stupidest thing you could possibly say. Our brain never runs out of information. We always have things we could say. We just never have things we think are good enough to say. All right, so I'm going to say that again. We don't ever run out of things to say. We run out of things that are good enough to say. And that is when we get in our heads, we shut down, and we stop thinking properly, okay? We get out of that flow state, and we start thinking, oh, is this good enough to say? How do I say it? What's the best way to say it? And that is a big problem. That's a big problem. If I was thinking every time I shot a YouTube video, like, how do I say this? What do I say? Then it'd be like an hour and a half for my editor to just cut out little snippets of, oh, is this the right thing to say? Oh, is that the right thing to say? And I'd just be saying things over and over. I'd be sending them like hour-long clips for a 5-minute video. So you have to remove those filters. Stop thinking that there's always the right thing to say, because there's not. So what are these filters actually doing? Well, when you have something you want to say, right, it gets blocked because it's like, oh, that's not good enough. You'll get excommunicated from the tribe. You'll get shunned. People will not want to talk to you anymore. People will think you're stupid. And what you have to realize is that you just have to practice looking past these filters, because it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable to talk to someone in a way that's completely unfiltered, that's completely relaxed and chill, because you've never done it before. So ultimately, what women want, what women are attracted to, is a guy that approaches them and is super cool, casual, and very calm about the fact that he's attracted to her. And you can't get that way without having been there before. And so you can't have been there before without not being there before. So you have to work your way up to what actually works, which is like just being a really cool, charismatic man, a very strong, charismatic, masculine guy. That's ultimately what we're aiming for. We want to turn you into a guy that attracts women for the rest of his life, not just a guy that is okay with women, not just a guy that knows the right thing to say, a guy that's good with women for the rest of his life. So when these filters come up, and you'll feel them, you have to push past them. And this exercise that I have is going to help you get past those filters. So it's called free association or something. I probably could come up with a name for it, but I got it from a course that I took a long time ago. I don't even think it's on the market anymore, so I won't say it. But it was a course on how to talk to girls, and one of the exercises inside was called like a free association exercise. So you take an inanimate object like this water bottle, and you just talk to it for 2 minutes. So you take your phone and you come in here, and you have a stopwatch, right? Or you have a timer, and I'll set it for 2 minutes, right? And we don't have to play the whole thing, but I'll set it for 2 minutes, and I will talk to this water bottle for 2 minutes. And you'll start to notice as you do this, I want you to keep an eye out for a few things. You'll start to notice your mind will start to free up. Your brain will start to kind of switch on and free up, and you'll be able to say a lot more kind of wild, outlandish things. And so this is my first video I'm filming today. I haven't talked to anybody yet today. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how loose I actually am. I don't know how loose I'm going to be, but this is something you kind of have to do when you want to loosen up and feel better talking to women, especially if you like can approach, you've gotten over approach anxiety, but you're running out of things to say. So let's do it. 2 minutes on the clock, and I'll just do it here so you can see. 2 minutes on the clock. Go. All right. Hello, Mr. Water Bottle. You are blue, and that's like the ocean. The last time I was in the ocean, I was with my girlfriend at the time, who's now my fiance, and she was a little too drunk, and she's gonna be so mad at me for telling this story, but she was a little drunk, and she was swimming in the ocean, and I had to save her, and I am not a great swimmer, so I felt like I almost drowned. I was definitely fine, but that was the moment I knew that I would die for that woman. That was actually a really cool moment, because when you're a man, it is your masculine duty to be able to die for your woman. You should be able to die for your woman. I'm just like looking at this water bottle like it's a person I'm talking to. And this is what you want to do at home. Like you want to just talk and talk and talk, like just Pac-Man, dude. Your mouth is just going ba 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 ba, right? And you want to keep going until, it doesn't matter how much it makes sense. Your lines don't need to make sense. What you're saying doesn't need to make sense. You just need to be talking about penguins or giraffes or the zoo or even just the lamp that's on the table, right? You need to just be talking about anything and how good you feel and how bad you feel. And oh my God, this is the craziest, weirdest thing I've ever seen in a video. And like you can tell that I'm not tied down to any one subject. And when you listen to girls talk, that's actually how they talk. They're like, oh my God, you talked to him and he said what? And oh my God. And then did you talk to Sarah? And did you see what she said about him and what she said about Jake and Nick? And wow, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like that's how girls talk. And so if you're going to have more emotional conversations, you can't be matching her energy. You can't be going like, oh my God, girl, that's crazy. But you can match the freedom of emotions and the freedom, the non-judgment that comes from just being able to talk freely without judging what you're saying. Because I haven't once judged what I'm saying in this interaction that I've had with this water bottle. And I could keep going for days and days and days. Like literally, you could write the Bible. You could, I don't know where I was going with the Bible, but that is how you do it. Go and do that every day. I would do that driving around. I would do that when I was in my car before I got to the bar. I would do that for months. I would do that for months and months and months. And you'll start to notice that your brain starts to free up. You start to be able to think about like, oh my God, you're like a ground floor penguin, right? You're a silly little playground mouse. Like I can just come up with things that are a lot more on the fly, a lot more loose that you wouldn't be able to come up with on your own. Because the fact is, so many things that everyone thinks is funny, so many things that everyone thinks is interesting, fun, good to talk about, it's not the logical thing. It's almost never the logical thing. The logical thing is actually what is tying you down and making you more boring. So if you want to be more interesting, do that exercise. Do that exercise and let me know if you liked it. Let me know if that helped. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you want to see in the future. I want to see how many people watch to the end of these videos. So leave a comment. Just say penguin in the comments so I know you got to the end. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Comment below. Say penguin, and then you can ask a question if you want. I'll see you next time. Peace.